Hi, it's Chris Watkin here, and I'm with Jason Bushby, who used to be the commercial director to Rightmove, left about 12, 18 months ago, and has now, quite surprisingly, joined Josh Rayner as business-to-business sales director. Thank you, Jason, for joining me this morning.
Okay.
What made you come out of retirement?
Well, it wasn't a case of coming out of retirement, more the fact that I decided to take a year out. So that was the plan. I think Joshua actually called me at the beginning of that and said, and asked me what I was up to. Said, call me back in a year, and he did.
Good
So
stuff.
that kind of started the conversation.
Now, I mean, the elephant in the room is Rightmove at the moment, and I'm sure everyone wants to talk about that, including myself, because you know me, I'm a bit of a terrier when it comes to that.
Okay.
What I'd like to do is, we've agreed to this, boys and girls watching this, is that we are going to interview Jason in a couple of weeks' time about Rightmove and what his thoughts are on that. But this is purely to talk about him joining Rayners and why it's so important, why it's to the PropTech industry and potentially estate agents as well. So what's your role going to be at Rayner then?
So it's a new area. So looking after the title Managing Director of Business to Business Sales. I think the key there is it's looking after the sales element outside of what Joshua's generally done is the estate agency area.
Okay, and what, primarily putting people into, not necessarily estate agents, because that's what he does at the moment, but putting people into suppliers and things like that.
Yeah, so I think probably the buzzword being PropTech, it'd be, you could say, yes, there are 800 companies out there that are effectively trying to engage with property companies. But again, probably coming back from a Rightmove point of view, that was classed as a media company. So online media and general business to business sales. There's quite a wide area, but I think it's focusing on PropTech and associated specialist type sales companies would be the initial aim.
Okay, but what qualifies you to do this, apart from being the fact of the head guy of Rightmove, who was probably the most successful PropTech firm and money-making machine? Oh, I see why he's invited you now. Yeah, fell for that one, didn't I? What do you like about Rayners? I mean, again, I must stress to you, I'm not being paid to do this video. It's just that Rayners are a very, very important personnel firm in the industry. And when two giants in the industry come together, I like to find out why. So why are you coming together?
So I've known Joshua for a long time. The reality is, and I think with all things in life, you have to trust and like the people you work with. That's really been important to me. It may not be important, but it's really important to me. I like and trust Joshua, actually. Love what, I think he's a good guy. I think he does business in the right way. And he wants to do more of that and widen the scope into an area that I would say I specialise in more than he does. Your point about Rightmove and previously, well, a high proportion of my time was, Rightmove is a people business. And you have to, in any business, you have to have the right people in it first. And so quite a high proportion of my time was spent recruiting people into a PropTech business.
Do you think PropTechs actually bring the right people in? Because let's be honest, most PropTech are their script kiddies. They're the ones that they've been writing their little scripts and doing their programs, building their PropTech solutions that are not required, but you know what they're all like, bless them. What skills are you looking for? Where do you think where do PropTech firms go wrong with their hires?
I think it depends business to business. And, I've said before, for me, PropTech tries to do two things. It's are you fixing real problems? Are you lead generation? That goes into, you're a media expert then. Is it efficiency? Is it effectiveness? It could be CRM, SaaS. So there are different areas that supply the industry. Also, there's lots of detail in it. It's, what is the product you're selling? Are you an expert at that? And what is it that you are offering the estate agent? Is it just a transactional sale, or are you trying to fill a long-term solution for the customer?
I mean, there's an awful lot of PropTech people that employ ex-estate agents but quite often a great estate agent does actually make an awful, not always, but quite makes an awful prop tech seller. Why do you think that is? I mean, you'd have had the same in Rightmove. I know we won't talk about that, but ex-estate agents that came in to be local account managers, and the skills are different, aren't they? I mean, what are the skills?
I believe so. Yeah, I mean, if I take that step back, Rightmove is a media company. That's, I think, the key thing there. So, estate agents, I'm not saying that estate agents are not the right fit, but again, it's quite a complicated area. I think it's easy to go to a estate agent and say they know the industry. Well, you can teach that, actually. The estate agency and the job day to day is very different to what you would want from a supplier to the industry. It's quite wide, and again, it's hard to answer that with a very clear reasoning. But again, there are estate agents who are employed, ex-estate agents who are employed at Rightmove, but in different types of roles.
I mean, in the press release that Russell Quirk chucked out, he said that the two things you brought was experience and relationships. The experience goes without saying, but why do you think what is the importance of relationships within the prop tech and estate agency industry, and where do you think prop tech firms could get better at it?
Okay, that brings a Rightmove one back. I won't do that. I think relationships are key. I think that there's two key areas. You've got organizational trust and personal trust. Do I trust the person? Do I trust the organization behind it? So I think those two things are key. That's the business, the prop tech effectively is the thing they buy, but the thing that makes it work is the glue between the two. For me, is the person that sits in the middle. Who's your account manager? Do they really understand you as a business? Do they really listen? Do they really try and make that thing work? A lot of tech can be so wide in what it can do, and probably most of the time people employ loads of tech they don't need, or they buy something and probably use a very minimal part of it. I think I was listening to Simon's Wales point on that, and that the amount of estate agents buy tech and don't research what they've bought. I think every agent buys 13 on average, I think what Simon was saying, with a high proportion, half of them having 20 plus, which probably says they have a lot of what they don't need, and what they do have, are they using it properly? So I think that the account manager makes that work.
What advice would you give to any estate agents thinking of going to the dark side and being not a poacher but a gamekeeper, and actually wanting to be like a rep for a prop tech firm? What advice would you give to them?
Advice. Really understand understand the job, understand what they're asking you to do. Again, because all tech companies are very different. What is the job they're asking you to do? How can you really help that company really make it work? So, understand the job, understand what you bring to it, and understand if that's what you want to do, and probably meet and try and find if that really is the thing you want to do. But another one would be go out with some of their people. I really do recommend that. If you really want to understand what it's like, ask to go out with their people.
And if there's one thing that you could change about prop tech firms, what would it be?
What change about prop tech firms? I think it would be around what is it that estate agents need? Really listen to what they want to achieve and wrap yourself around that. I think there's a lot of PropTech out there, probably going back to your point, it's built by a lot of people thinking it's a great idea. For me, I work on the model, action, outcome. Is the model the thing you've built the right thing? Is the agent applying the right actions for you? And is the right outcome being achieved? If it isn't, is it the agent applying the wrong action, or is it the fact you've not modeled it on the way of the world right now, which is changing at the same time?
I agree with you. Well, Jason, thank you very much for your time today. If anyone wants to get hold of you, be it prop tech firm or be it someone wanting to be working for a prop tech firm themselves, on employer-employee, how do they get hold of you and make it that 10 seconds?
So LinkedIn, which I'm currently updating today with my new Rayners details, and all my contact details are there.
Thank you for your time today.
All right, thank you. Cheers, Chris.